What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Stank815, and I'm back with another reaction video. Y'all new to the channel, man, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share, comment. Get notified when I drop these reaction videos, man. This video, oh yeah, shout out to the YouTuber who made this video too. I just be reacting to their stuff. A lot of people be like, who is you? I'm Stank815. I actually be with some of the biggest YouTubers that y'all probably watch or know or heard about. And the YouTubers I be with, I ain't gonna say their name, I'm just gonna say the logo they rock with. Shout out to the 32 gang, you know, that's all I'm gonna say. If y'all familiar with the 32 gang, shout out to them boys. I rock with all of them. Them my good friends, cool homies. You know, if y'all go watch some of their videos, y'all will see me and their videos. But let's get into this, man. Pusha T got something to say to Drizzy Drake.
So then now I gotta dig deeper into who the person is. Now I gotta dig in and see, what are y'all like? What's your family like? Wow. Oh, your dad left you at 5. Oh, I get that. He never walked you to the bus stop. You're mad about this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you know, your mom, she never remarried. Ah, you don't even know what like family is. So of course you don't dig marriage.
You know, everybody's very, very excited about the elimination of Drake. Yo.
Yeah, he got eliminated.
That excited, we was energized.
I mean,
it's
a lot to take in. Because like you said, you like people. You and Drake was neighbors once one time.
Yeah, that wasn't my choice.
Okay, let it be known then.
Hey, I heard you like them young. Get out the way, man. Get out the way. Get me out the way, homie. You a lame too. Hey, Drake, you on the phone with an A minor. Let's go.
So it looks like the whole rap game has turned their back on Drake. And guess who's out here saying, I told you also? None other than Pusha T, who's been trying to warn us about Drake for years now. And get this, word on the street is that Pusha and Kanye have finally squashed their beef. And they are back in the lab cooking up some new heat. And guess what? They reportedly have a Drake diss track in the works. Talk about pouring gasoline on the fire. Meanwhile, more rappers are hopping on the anti-Drake wave after Kendrick Lamar straight up humiliated him with that Not Like Us video. Everybody's clowning Drake for even thinking he could go toe-to-toe with K-Dot and disrespect the West Coast. Honestly, if I was Drake, I wouldn't set foot on the West Coast anymore, or even step outside for a while, because the backlash is crazy right now. So what did Pusha T have to say about Drake getting destroyed by Kendrick and basically banned from the West Coast? And are Pusha and Kanye really about to go in on Drake with another diss? Let's break it down.
That's what I get. I get clown feelings from that. I look at him. There's somebody, you know, I get the picture of the actual photo that I used of the blackface. Right. And I'm like, okay, it makes sense.
Ever since Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, California has been straight up dancing on Drake's grave, and they are not done gloating about his downfall yet. This track got all the haters of the 69 God united like never before in hip-hop history. But on the flip side, it also brought a special bond back to California and the whole West Coast. Part of this is because LA took down the biggest rap artist in the game in a legendary rap battle. But also it's because, for a minute now, Drake has been saying some things that have rubbed the West Coast the wrong way and disrespecting legends like Tupac. Now, while Kendrick and Drake's beef has been simmering for more than a decade, the animosity the West Coast has for Drizzy is pretty fresh. So if you remember, on Drake's first official diss track aimed at Kendrick, Push-Ups, he had the nerve to claim that he's more loved in Los Angeles than Kendrick is, rapping. Get more love in the city that you from. And while Kendrick didn't clap back at this specific line in any of his tracks, you could tell it got under his skin. Instead of just talking about it, Kendrick let his actions speak louder than words. He put on one of the most epic rap shows in recent memory, showing the whole world the West Coast has and always will be Team Kendrick.
I ain't gonna lie to you, watching that concert, it was like the first time like I seen rap like transition, like it kind of like say like he's the new king. Like they didn't say that. They didn't say that. Like having Drake come out and say I see dead people.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The biggest of the biggest West Coast guy come out, and he's not dissing, you know, Drake, but you know, him just co-signing that, and then that record just You just want to do a gang dance.
Yeah, like it's been stuck in my head all the whole time.
You woke up. They not like us.
I woke up with that stuck in my head. They not like us. They not like us.
69 God.
Judging by the massive turnout at Kendrick's concert, the lineup of artists who performed, and the legendary figures who joined Kendrick on stage to rap Not Like Us, it's crystal clear that Drake does not get more love from Kendrick City. So what it looks like is that Drake made the mistake of confusing LA with Hollywood, thinking just because he's a bigger star in certain circles than Kendrick, that it meant the entire West Coast would take his side. But LA and Hollywood are not the same, hon, and that mix-up cost Drake big time. Van Lathan recently talked about this in his Higher Learning podcast with Rachel Lindsay, and he said that Drake confused West Hollywood for Inglewood.
Delilah for Watts.
Richie jumps out.
He confused Poppy for Compton.
They clowned you,
He
Drake.
confused West Hollywood for Inglewood.
Dang.
The people that I seen, the people that I observed bopping to Not Like Us, they was two-stepping to that.
Yeah, they were.
They were crip walking to that.
They were.
That was some LA. The record is produced by DJ Mustard, a former Drake collaborator.
Yeah.
When it was time for people to coalesce in Los Angeles, not in Hollywood, not in Calabasas, not in West Hollywood, not in Santa Monica, not in the places you might go, not in Beverly Hills, not in the places that people from outside of Los Angeles think are Los Angeles, right? When it was time for people to coalesce around the record, the people I seen dancing to it was Shamika, Big Ron, Lil CC. You know what I'm saying? People like that. People like the people from the low bottoms.
Yeah.
You know, people that are going to dot that are from LA. People get their LAs confused all the time.
Drake clearly underestimated Kendrick and the love he gets in his own city. And now it's looking like Drake's Hollywood dreams just got a rude awakening from the real LA. Because when there's a cultural disconnect about what your rival calls his city, you've already messed up big time and pissed off a whole lot of folks in the process. And it boggles the mind how no one on Drake's team warned him about this. But child, Drake went and made an even bigger fool of himself with this whole AI mess, using Tupac and Snoop's voices to throw shade at Kendrick on that tailor-made freestyle track. Drake had Pac and Snoop sounding like they were all disappointed in Kendrick's behavior, and even Pac's own family had to check Drake for disrespecting Pac's legacy. Tupac's estate threatened legal action against Drake and forced him to pull tailor-made freestyle from his social media accounts. Howard E. King, the lawyer for the Tupac Shakur estate, called tailor-made freestyle a flagrant violation of Tupac's publicity and the estate's legal right, and a blatant of the legacy of one of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time. King said in a statement, the estate would never have given its approval for this use. The unauthorized, equally dismaying use of Tupac's voice against Kendrick Lamar, a good friend to the estate who has given nothing but respect to Tupac and his legacy publicly and privately, compounds the insult. Tupac's brother Mopreme also criticized Drake for using an AI-generated voice of Pac to diss Kendrick, implying it was a cowardly move on Drake's part.
But the question was about AI, you know, and just because you can do something, that doesn't mean you should do something. Me personally, I'm from the old school, you know, Queens, New York, Jamaica. That's why I got my bones. You know what I mean? So the way we battle rap, because, you know, from what I understand, it's a battle. If it's a battle, it should be mano y mano.
All right.
At my humble opinion, it should be mano y mano, skill against skill, flow against flow. You know, when you put AI into the game, you make sure balance.
Now fast forward to Not Like Us, and Kendrick really went in on Drake about even thinking the Bay would let him disrespect Pac. And during that pop-up show in Inglewood, Kendrick directly called out Drake's stunt and told the crowd not to let anybody mock and imitate their legends.
Oh, so y'all ain't gonna let nobody disrespect the West Coast, huh? Oh, y'all let nobody mock and imitate our legends, huh?
So So Drake's been flaunting Tupac's ring ever since he bought it at a Sotheby's auction last year for over $1 million. More than 3 times what they thought it would go for. Understandably, this got Kendrick and the whole West Coast all kinds of bother. Kendrick first brought up the ring on his diss track Euphoria, where he raps, "Somebody told me you got a ring. On God, I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let a Canadian ninja make Pac turn in his grave." But Kendrick wasn't done. During his Inglewood pop-up show, he switched up a line from Euphoria rapping, "Give me Tupac ring back and I might give you a little respect." And then when you think about the fact that Kendrick straight up labeled Kendrick a colonizer on Not Like Us, it got fans saying Drake is collecting hip-hop memorabilia the same way the British colonizer collected all those artifacts for their museums. So now the West Coast is riding high off this victory, and Drake better watch his step if he ever thinks about heading back that way.
Yeah,
and while we definitely have to thank Kendrick for the fact that hating on Drake and his entire persona is extremely popular right now, let's not forget that before Kendrick, there was Pusha T. And Pusha made a similar statement about Drake being a culture vulture when he used a photo of Drake in blackface for his 2018 diss track, The Story of Added On.
You know, I look at him and I'm like, oh, like you parade your dad around in these weird suits. You parade him. It's clown-like. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's what I get. I get clown feelings from that. I look at him. There's somebody, you know, I get the picture of the actual photo that I used of the blackface.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, it makes sense. You parade your dad around. This is done in 08. This was done in 08. You don't even know that that's not right. That you, like, there's no explanation for that to me.
Pusha also put Drake on the spot for staying silent on all black issues, pointing out that Drake only aligns himself with black American culture when he can make a profit from it.
Man, listen, I'm Pusha T. Like, listen, the biggest highlight of my life happened in the past few years. Me messing with like Obama and prison reform and so on and so forth. Like, like, come on, like, this is me, right? Dope boy, blah, 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 you know, everything. This is real me. Like, you are silent in all black issues.
For real.
Drake,
True.
you really are. You are really, really silent. I don't hear about anything. You don't stand for nothing. You don't say nothing about nothing. You don't. It's just what it is. Like, you have all the platform in the world. You were so passionate back then. No, you weren't. That's number one. That's what I know. Number two, you gotta think about who a person really, really is, and it's like, okay, bang. That's why it's okay. That's why it's okay for you to take a photo like this. You didn't even know it was right. You don't even know how fully. You don't know where you stand at. You don't know where you stand at. Oh, that's why you gotta, you know, you highlight your dad clowning like that. Oh, you know, you run to the Memphis. Oh, I'm Memphis, Houston. That's my black side. You never related.
And this is something Push's longtime collaborator Kanye West also recently touched on during his appearance on the Download podcast. But Kanye being Kanye, he went a step further, adding on to the whole colonizer narrative by calling out Universal Music CEO and referring to him as Drake's rich baby daddy.
It cuts Drake's soul. It's like he signed his soul to the devil to not be cool with me, to have to, like, this is his job to go against God.
Wow.
And it cuts his soul.
But what is it specifically about Drake that everyone hates? I just have to know that, because it's like, for everybody, all of the great, you, Weeknd, Pluto, Metro, Ross, Kendrick. Like, there's something obviously wrong with this one individual that no one wants to speak about, and I feel like you're the only person that's gonna really put it out there.
They say rich baby daddy. It's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, you know, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy. Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien.
So all of his streams in the number one is controlled by someone named Lucien.
Well, Lucien worked for people who control the banks in Africa, who keep, you know,
oh my God.
Think about
it.
We have Black Wall Street, we have Harlem, we've been gentrified, and we ain't really been pulled together since, other than to maintain what they call the black vote, which you don't have an opinion in that vote. And then they get all these celebrities, they go on TV like, you know,
a step further, adding on to the whole colonizer narrative by calling out Universal Music CEO and referring to him as Drake's rich baby daddy.
It cuts Drake's soul. It's like he signed his soul to the devil to not be cool with me, to have to like, this is his job to go against God.
Wow. Wow.
And it cuts his soul.
But what is it specifically about Drake that everyone hates? I just have to know that, because it's like, for everybody, all of the great, you, Weeknd, Pluto, Metro, Ross,
Kendrick.
like Kendrick,
Yeah.
like there's something obviously wrong with this one individual that no one wants to speak about, and I feel like you're the only person that's gonna really put it out there.
Now you say rich baby daddy, it's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, you know, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy, Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien.
So all of his streams in the number one is controlled by someone named Lucien.
Oh, Lucien worked for people who control the banks in Africa, who keep, you know, think about it. We have Black Wall Street, we have Harlem, we've been gentrified, and we ain't really been pulled together since, other than to maintain what they call the black vote, which you ain't really, you don't have an opinion in that vote. And then they get all these celebrities, they go on TV like, you know, we got a problem with his political opinion. He's out of control. He's bipolar. He's anti-Semite. He's whatever they want to call somebody to try to get people to not listen or have, you know, take away the influence. But look, it's just, I'm God.
Now, as for how Pusha and Kanye are reacting to Kendrick basically banishing Drake from the West Coast, even though Pusha and Ye are not from there, they're all in on this celebration. Not only are they giving Kendrick props for calling out Drake's colonizer ways, but word on the street is that Pusha and Kanye are back in the studio cooking up some new tracks. And sources are saying they're not letting this whole Drake and the colonizer narrative slide, and are planning to address it even more in their new music. As for fans, they're saying if Pusha T really decided to come for Drake again, it's gonna get crazy. Because the last time Pusha dissed Drake, he practically forced him into becoming a present father to the son he had been hiding from the world. Yeah, so there's no telling what else Pusha might have up his sleeve. One fan said, I'm still mad that Pusha wasn't allowed to finish The Boy in 2018. The man said he had filing cabinets of info. He was bored and ready. The beef was just starting to get good. And someone else added, gift us that Pusha Kanye feature, please. But let me know your takes on Kendrick uniting the whole West Coast against Drake. And how do you feel about these rumors Pusha and Kanye are planning to go in on Drake again? Is it an overkill at this point? Or do you think Drake deserves to be exposed even more? Drop your comments below and make sure you stick around for the...
Well, listen, Drake get what he deserved. I don't care about y'all Drake fans getting mad. Shout out to Pusha T. Shout out to Kanye. Shout out to Kendrick. Boys murder Drake. Drake, man. Ain't nobody even... Come on, Drizzy. Drizzy Drake. Oh my God. Drake, what is he gonna do, man? This is like... I don't know, man. Y'all at the comment section, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation. In my opinion, that boy Drake need to stay in hide. Don't come out. It's over.